good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today finds the ship that I'm currently on, Oceania Nautica, docked in Avonmouth. But it's not Avonmouth that we're going to explore today. No, today's port of call is Bristol. So I'm about to get into the shuttle bus. It's about a 40-minute drive into Bristol. So let's go and see today's port of call. Bristol. It was about a probably a 35-minute run in the shuttle bus, and here we are. And what a difference to the last video I was making, because it's the sun. Well, the sun's not shining, but it's warm. Anyway, Bristol is in the south of England, and it straddles the River Avon. Has a population of somewhere in around 460,000 people. And it was, still is, related to the maritime industry. And the docks that would have been used originally have now been reimagined, simply because ships got bigger and bigger and bigger. And after a while, they were too big to come up the meandering course of the River Avon up here into Bristol. So they moved all that down to Avonmouth, which is where the bus came into actually, or where the ship came into this morning, and we got the bus from. So anyway, the old buildings that were around the harbour, they're being used now as restaurants and restaurants. restaurants. And well, if I head down there, if I find it, I haven't a clue, I'm walking about. If I find that, we'll see what all it is reimagined into. I know there's restaurants, and I know there is a museum, as far as I know, or else it's an art gallery, something like that. You're certainly not watching this channel for full-on information. And I don't think you should listen to me and then go and write a book and say this is authentic. I'm just giving you a snapshot as I travel around, leave the ship and visit these places. So anyway, let's go for a walk around Bristol. Now, I always love when I'm on the ships with fellow guest entertainers that I like.
Do you like me?
Of course
Oh my goodness, thank God for that.
And here we have Michelle. Now, she goes by loads of names. So, what's your proper name?
My real name or my stage name?
Well, your stage name.
My stage name is Michelle Montori.
See, lovely. Now, Michelle is a fabulous singer, but you know what? She's not only a singer. I reckon she's really a frustrated comedian.
Is that what I am? I am frustrated, yeah. Just with life.
I think she is. But anyway, Michelle's here with a job to do. She's going to the dentist. She's lost the filling. So she's going to sort that out, and I'll continue walking around the city. And then I'll see you on board later tonight.
See you back on board for dinner. Bye, love. Bye.
She's one of the best, honestly. Bristol is like any city with its shops and stores. Maybe you can see behind me Harvey Nicks, there's H&M, there's Primark, there's all the stores that you would imagine. But there's also an older element to Bristol. And there's a sign behind me here that points to the old city and the park. And that's where I'm going to go now. And you know what? You're coming with me. So we've come up now to what's called Castle Park, so called because this was the site of the original Bristol Castle, which was built way back in 1066, which would be around the time of the Norman invasions. There's also a church over my shoulder there, which we'll go and probably see in a moment or two. But anyway, the castle stood here. It was demolished over the years. But in 1989, archaeologists excavated some of the foundations of the castle keep, which was the defensive bit at the side of the castle. So you had a square castle and then you had a round keep, a bit like that thing there. Although that's not it. So in 1988, archaeologists discovered it, and they have exposed them. More medieval foundations are more than likely surviving, extending underground beneath this park. But I'll go and show you these remains that were excavated. Remains. I love this. I love the fact that right in the middle of a bustling city, there's a place of peace and calm, because we all need that. And Bristol, of course, has a very, very mixed heritage, very, very mixed past. But we'll go up to this, it looks like church, and then we'll talk about that. So behind me is St. Peter's Church. It's definitely the oldest church in Bristol, and it is on the site of original Anglo-Saxon church many, many years ago. As you can see, it is now a ruin, and by the magic of Insta360, I hope to go inside it, even though it's closed off. It's a ruin because Bristol suffered a lot during the war. In the 1940, it was really blitzed by the Nazi bombers, and this church was one of the victims of that. It has remained as it was after the fire went out, and it's certainly a beautiful building to look at. At the minute, there's leafy it's a leafy park all around it, but when it was originally built, this would have been a thriving part of Bristol.
not far from the old docks that I promised you that I might go and see, and now that I'm in the vicinity, I will go and see. So, get my bag and we'll go there. So I followed the course of the River Avon as it meanders through Bristol, and you've seen all the businesses that are located right on the water side, where they've been using the facilities and turned them into shops, restaurants, and as I said, there is an art gallery. We'll just pan round and maybe get a glimpse there of Bristol. But there's someone else very synonymous with Bristol. And I'm going to head on down the River Avon and show you something really special. Behind me here now in the old working docks is all the buildings that would have been used. Cattle shops, restaurants, all still bringing the people, excuse that finger, all still bringing the people to what would have been the hub of Bristol in years gone by. That's not what I want to show you. We're going now to see something really special. I hope this microphone has dealt with the wind. If not, forgive me. And here we are. It's behind these hoardings here because it's a museum where you buy tickets and go in to see it, but it's actually the SS Great Britain. Designed by Isambard Brunel, whatever his name was. It was the largest passenger ship of its time. And it was the quickest to go here from Bristol to New York in 1945, and it took 14 days. Many of you know I've been across the Atlantic and the Queen Mary 2 many times, and it takes, well, they could do it in 5, but they do it in about 14 days. I'm going to take out another camera and try and give you some better pictures of this ship. I hear you saying, William, why don't you buy a ticket and go in? Because that's not what this video is about. This is to give you a snapshot of Bristol and the things you can do so that when you come to Bristol, you'll come down here, you'll pay your ticket and go inside what is a living museum. There's all sorts of artifacts and things that would have been used at the time. Even here where I'm standing, SS Great Britain. Well, I suppose no better place to end this little video than in Glenelg Square with the Great Western Dockyard behind me here in Bristol. Bristol, that was the trading post for loads of stuff throughout the centuries of time, and right up until now. I suppose I'm part of the Bristol trade because I've come in by ship, not a slave, although that did happen here in Bristol as well. They exported loads of goods to Angola and Nigeria and brought back slaves. But John and Charles Wesley preached here in Bristol, the founders of Methodism, and William Wilberforce, that led, of course, eventually to the doing away of slavery. Words fail me at times, you know. But anyway, I've had a wonderful time here. Trust me, it's only been a snapshot. And if you get a chance, do come to Bristol. There's a busy city, there's a walkway down the River Avon, there's loads of restaurants, there's loads of shops, there's loads to do. And on a sunny day like this, I have definitely lucked out. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, which is the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and feel free to comment. Until the next one, it's been my pleasure. See you later. Time for me to go.